Good morning. So I'm taking this on Saturday night and it's about 8:30 and it's been a beautiful sunny day, and so I just thought, because we're due a frost tonight, that I'd do a quick garden tour. So what's going on? Well, obviously the clematis that I threatened with getting pulled out has listened and done its thing, so that's quite amazing to see. So I've still got a bit to cover, and I'd like a honeysuckle, I think, but that's obviously going to have to wait until lockdown is over. Excuse the neighbours, they'll probably get quite loud, they generally do. Allium threatening to flower, still in quite a tight bud actually. And then you'll see that there are, I think that's a Veronicastrum, although I'm going to be really honest, I don't actually remember buying it. And there's a foxglove next to it that looks like it's not too far off. So that's good. Fennel, which is self-sown, but it's looking quite spectacular. I love it when they chuck out these fronds. I just think that they're amazing, and they're so just fluffy and frothy. They're really great on top of all the green. And then coming around the corner, this geranium phaeum is going, oh, looking at a yucky fat ball, they need changing. This geranium phaeum is looking quite spectacular. Loves being in that shade. And there's another geranium behind it, can you see, with that lovely pinnate leaf that will come after the phaeum. But if you chop phaeum back, it comes again, just as a word. It's so pretty, I love it. So then at the back here there is a Philadelphus. I adore Philadelphus. The scent is spectacular, and my piece of useless information about Philadelphia, the scent of Philadelphus, is that it's a hoverfly, is that it's the base note for Chanel 5, which also happens to be my favourite perfume, so that explains why I like that so much. So can you see there's just loads and loads and loads of flower, and that shrub is in a pot, so I mean it just goes to show they do really well. Ace's doing really beautifully. Rose threatening to do her thing, that's Gertrude Jekyll. I'm not actually that keen on the rose itself, but the scent is extraordinary. Covered in aphid, but I'm sort of hoping that that will attract in some ladybirds. Viburnum opulus at the back, and these amazing cerciums. So in this garden I've tried with a couple of these and they've not done very well, but this one is really successful. I love it. And then this black cow parsley, which cow parsley just makes me weak at the knees. So yeah, so I'm really pleased that we've got that, considering I can't actually go out and see any of the real stuff. More of the geranium phaeum, which I split last year, so that's all looking great. And then this pot is full of poppies that are about to flower, various other bits and pieces that are wildflowers, which is grand. I'm very pleased to be able to report to everybody that the echinaceas are coming back. I would also like to just say, you've got to love a lemon balm. I've never planted a lemon balm in this garden, and yet here it is. Lilies, so you'll see under there that there's a lily beetle. I've given up. I have this one last pot left, and once, can you see, they're everywhere. Once that's gone over, lilies are going to be a thing of the past, sadly. This is red crimson flower broad bean was doing really well until a cat jumped into it. And relax, Sarah. Allium's doing their thing, with peonies threatening to do their thing in the back. Don't forget to stake your peonies, everybody. Do as I say, not as I do, because needless to say, I've forgotten to. Then I just wanted to show you the dahlias. So here are my dahlia pots. They're all coming along nicely. They've all had, I think, 1 feed, maybe 2 feeds actually. And I will do the famed pinching out, but it's far too soon to do that yet. All the herbs are looking lovely. The mints are really looking good. This allium is doing its thing, which is great. Love that, love seeing that. The aquaponics unit is looking quite good with some nice lettuce in it. The borage is starting to go over, but I have more to go in after it, and I absolutely love these. They are just spectacular. I always forget what their clever name is, but they are honey lilies, for want of a better word. So yeah, so that's all looking, I'm really quite pleased with it right now. That sounds big-headed. Probably means something will go horribly wrong in the next couple of days. And then down here, seed trays everywhere. We've got Angelica gigas, which will flower with a big dark red flower. Pot of calendula, and this is a Japanese ginger which I bought years ago from Pennard's, and comes back year in year out, but always gets munched by the snails, which, you know, is annoying. And then here I've got Linaria, which is of course common toad flax, and forget what you are. What are you? Your label's in there. Obviously, the vervain, Verbena officinalis. It's beautiful when it flowers, absolutely beautiful. Now, there was sheep's bit in here, which those of you who've been following me for a while will know that I met for the first time last year in Wales. It seems to have disappeared. I'm somewhat disappointed. And then in this pot there's valerian, which is another wildflower planted for the bees and the insects. There's fox and cubs in there, which will come later on in the year. And then this is an Areobotria, which I grew from seed several years ago, but it's actually looking quite sturdy now. I love it when it does that fresh green growth thing. Really pretty. So there we are. That's dusk-ish in the tiny garden. Excuse the neighbours washing.